Yo, you're in the studio with on Switch, and today I thought we could look at Amen drums. Amen drums are one of my favourite ever drum kits to play with, programming wise, processing wise. They're just a lot of fun. If you've listened to any drum and bass, then you can almost guarantee you've heard Amen drums and brocked out to it at some point if you're into that style of music. I turned the tempo up to 174 for this one. And we basically just go in and we program up some Amen drums, we do some different edits on them, and yeah, I think it came out alright. I really enjoyed it, so I hope you do too. Big up, check out the members section. I want to say a massive welcome to my new members and to my existing members, and just sort of thanks for being a part of this journey. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Go check the like button and the subscribe button and come and join the members. Big up, much love, and let's enjoy the video. Okay, so I've launched Ableton and I've got the Amen Brothers break in there. I think this may be processed different to how it was off the record, but I figured it doesn't really matter because we're going to process it some more anyway. We're going to cut it up, we're going to program it up, and we'll have some fun with Amen. And I'll show you how I like to use Amen. So anyway, I'll give you a play of how it is right now. In fact, if I turn off the warp. There you go. So that is the Amen break pretty much in its entirety. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go 174 with the tempo. That's my drum and bass speed. That's how I write drum and bass. And then we're going to go warp on the warp mode for the audio. And now we're going to have a look at the slices here and just make sure we've got a slice for every beat. So I'm just going to play it at the same time as listening to it. Wow, so it actually did it all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to normal thing. We're going to come to here. We're going to go quantize, and that's going to insert all of the different hits. I don't really mind about the timing. That will be fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch this back to beats. That will be fine. So we haven't got to worry about that. So what we'll do now is we'll right click and we will slice to a new MIDI track. I'll bring this over so you can see it. These are the default settings. This is the ones I use anyway. I don't think I've ever changed that. I'm not worried about preserving. We'll leave that on. I never change that. So there we go. So we've got 34 parts in there, so we can now mute off this first one and we can basically get rid of this. And we've now got across our keyboard, so this is the problem, it automatically turns the loop length up, so we'll turn the loop length off. Okay, so it sounds like some of the endpoints are going to need sorting out. Start points and end points. So what I will do is I will pause you. Here we got it, and I will go through the kit and I will basically time it up so that everything is so you haven't got experience there basically. So I will see you in a minute. Okay, so I did it. I went through all the hits. So I've taken the warp mode off of all of the hits, and I've also timed up the just the start point and the end point of all the hits. So we've now got. Nice. So we've now got all of the hits as we want them across the keyboard. So what we can do now is we can now just loop this around here. So let's, the loop is going to be on, there we go. And let's just program some bits up. So insert a MIDI clip. Here we go. And everything's all right there, yep. So if I come down to the first hit here, let's turn on the thing. Right, so we're on 16s, which is fine for drum and bass. Especially for programming Amen and stuff like that, it's perfect. So we'll just program in like a rough loop for a second, and then we will tweak the sound. Oops, sorry. Should be. In fact, we won't bother with that. We will just a second, and then we'll duplicate that across, and then we'll do the same again. So Control A and duplicate, but now we'll go up to the next C. I think that should be a bass drum. So what we can do now is we can now come to the actual sound itself, and we can now play with the amplifier envelope, we can play with the pitch, we can now start to add effects, we can do all this kind of stuff to it. So to begin with, let's play with just the amplifier envelope, and we'll see how that sounds. Let's open this up so we can see where we are, and let's just go width so that it's going to make more sense. I'm actually just going to get rid of this as well, just because it's less confusing. So we're going to bring the sustain back. And you can see the difference that makes to the way the loop feels. We could always bring the decay up a touch. I mean, if you wanted it really choppy. But if you just want it like a little fill in the background, that could be quite nice. If we bring that up. So you can hear how that sustain, that just kind of tightens the loop up a little bit, you know? It kind of, you can go balls to the wall with it and turn it all the way up, and then you've got that full on amen. But you can kind of roll it back a touch, and then you've got this sort of cleaner feel about the whole kit, because it's a very busy kit. So the next thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at the pitch. So I'm going to pitch this up. I'm going to go 3 semitones up. Let's go 6 semitones up, change your mind. And then I'm going to right click and I'm going to copy value to siblings. So that's done all of the drums in that drum rack. Nice. You can hear how it's now cutting off on some of the hits. So 6 would be just too much, unless you were going to drop that back and make it more choppy. So we want to right click on this. I've turned it down to 5, copy value to siblings. So there we can get away with it. So none of the actual drums are cutting off in between the hits. So it just sounds more natural and it flows more naturally. Let's change the programming on this. It's going to get real boring real quick. So let's go. And also this is my favorite programming for drum and bass in general. And then we'll lose this and we will copy this back. So we can actually, what we're going to do is let's just grab all of these and let's go up an octave. Let's find a hat. There we go. So we could even try switching this kick drum out. Take that to where that. And we could change some of these snares about. That's a nice one there. So let's now move this. So try a different one there. And then we could get another snare. Right, so let's grab that. We're number 27. So let's come to the Amen Brothers track here, the drum slices. Go to track 27 here, and we will now process this. So let's put a reverb on here. Let's turn the time up on that. See how that sounds. Yeah. Nice. Too much wet dry. So we could even lose this last 4 here. There we go. And then you've just got that reverbed snare there, the reverbed, yeah. And we could even take it a bit more. Nice, a bit more old school. so let's have a look at the programming let's look at the processing on this whole kit now. So I am going to go to the saturation. I'm going to grab saturator because we love saturator. We're going to turn the drive up on here and bring the output down. You can hear how it's now pronounced that reverb a bit more as well. Sweet. And then what we want to grab is a filter, because you've got to have filter with Amen. And then we can start doing this kind of stuff. Nice. So we'll leave that there ready to go, and then we will have a look. Okay, so let's now grab another Amen. So let's grab all of this. Let's go Control A, so we grab everything there, and let's copy this onto the next MIDI channel. Let's get rid of this audio channel, we don't need that there for the minute, and let's get rid of this MIDI channel, we don't need that there either. And what we'll do is we will now grab this second part here, and we will now move this onto this next channel down. And so we've got exactly the same drums happening on both the channels, but we can now switch up this second lot. So this first thing let's try pitching it down to say -2, not -2, so there you go, +2, and let's copy the value to the siblings, see how that sounds. Okay, so it might be nice if we were to undo that. So that should all be now. So what we'll do is we'll come into here, into the programming, and we will just make it a little bit smaller for a second so we can see where we're at. So that's the very top. Brilliant. And then we will grab the envelopes, and we'll go to the what are we looking for? We're looking for the pitch bend. This is what I'm looking for. I'm sorry. MIDI control. Pitch bend. And so I'll put a point right at the very start here, and that will then tell the it will tell Ableton to reset the pitch bend to 0 pitch when that part starts. And then for this last, so for this last part here, the last bar, so this part here, we can get rid of that, and then we'll drop this down. I normally go to about 6. Nice. So we can now affect this Amen up slightly differently. So we could try maybe playing with this attack envelope, amplifier envelope. Might even be worth having it more aggressive. In fact, what we could do is we could now duplicate this again onto another channel, and we could then even just have this last bit on this channel here. So we can now process all 3 separately. Nice. So we can now play with the 3 different envelopes. Let's change the programming here. I'm not feeling that. Let's get rid of that for the second. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this reverb snare, and let's just duplicate this. Okay, so I know that if I grab all of this and we go, I think it's up another octave. Is this the bass drum? Okay. So we don't want that. We don't want that octave. I'm sorry about that. Bring that down. We should have like a double bass drum. Right, let's try those. So we got 8 and 9. So let's just switch these two here. There we go. And we'll do the same with these last 2 here as well. There we go. could even switch some of these. Don't get so carried away with this stuff. What we've got here. Okay, so let's make this to these two here. Make these into bass drums. Where was that? 8 and 9. Oh. Yeah. Sweet. And I even like the way it just cuts off. This. Right, and now let's get rid of this first bar here. Let's grab this A man here, grab this middle one. Let's copy that onto a new channel. And let's now just write in a part for here. All right. That's not what I wanted to do. All right, let's just play the whole thing. Okay, so I haven't got that last part in there. That's what's confusing. There we go. Okay, so let's switch this. So let's now go, if I copy that onto there. Okay, cool. So that would also work. So we can get rid of that one. And then let's grab the program in here. Go back to the note selection here. And then let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. And let's just... Wait, so let's see how that sounds, and we'll pitch this. So where are we? Rolls, and let's just go back to 0 on this one. Copy value to siblings, right. Okay, so I actually preferred this pitch, I think, to this pitch. So I do have a look. So that actually, let's just go down even lower on this. Let's do this. Let's change out this last one because this one works nice. Okay, whatever. Nice. And then we can now program up something here, and we can see how that rolls. So where are we? Let's go. Let's try that, and then good. Okay, so let's see how that sounds. Nice. So let's knock this down to like -3. Or 1. There we go, -3. Let's copy the value to the siblings. Okay, and now let's also look at the filter here. Let's open that up. Let's grab that. We'll have it start off at maximum. And then we'll bring that down for the last section there. So we want it to come down after that snare. Nice. So actually what we could do is make that just slightly faster, then lose these end ones. Nice. It almost sounds like you've just like stopped a record or something. That's cool. All right, let's come to this previous one. And let's also do the same sort of thing here. So let's grab the filter. There we go. Let's bring this along a touch. And let's have this so that it filters up for this last last one here. Might even try that. So it comes from there. Lose that. Nice. So we could put some reverb on this one, on the overall kit, and that might make it sound a bit sweeter. So let's go double click on the reverb there, and let's see how that sounds. Nice. Let's put some reverb on this one. Let's make it a little less on this one. There we go. Let's see how this sounds. Nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this channel. I'm going to lose the first one off of this channel here. And then I'm going to lose this one off of here. So we've now got two different amens playing these parts here. With this one, we're going to do something like, got no filter assigned to this at the moment, so we'll try something like the notch. And we will now control that via here. Start at the top here. Let's come, basically just bring it like that and see what happens. Cool. So what we're going to need to do is put a little bit more of a stop in between these two. So let's get rid of that. So that it stops on that snare. We might even with this one. Oh, wrong one, sorry. I come to, yeah. There we go. Right, so that might be a better place for that one. Sweet, that's sounding really quite nice. So we could now group these together. Grab all of those and then we group them. And we can now process this group. So if we go rename and we'll call it the Amen group. Bang, bang, bang on in my headphones on that thing. And now we can process this Amen group. There we go. So first thing I'm going to do, you guessed it, I'm going to grab a drive, I'm going to grab a saturator. And we're just going to have a quick play with that. Let's change to the other page so that we can see where we're at with the levels. We'll grab a compressor. Hard side chain. So let's, just out of interest, let's drop that there and let's pretty sick. Way too much, but pretty sick. And I love the way it's just slamming into that compressor. So let's drop some of this dry wet back. Sweet. So you can see that there's lots of really fun ways of just tweaking Amen drums, and just drums in general, but Amen drums just seems to have something that's really, really, really cool about it. Yeah, I mean, I've spent so many years just programming Amen drums. Amen drums. I've done full tunes of just Amen drums. Used them for fills, used them in all sorts of music. I dig it. It's like super cool. And we are quite thin there, but I'd be inclined to just double it with a bass drum and a snare drum. You know, just get something solid underneath it. Nice. I might even program up just a little bit more of that. So let's come to here. I'm on the group there. I don't want to in the group. I want here. So let's go. Where are we? I want to go to the second. One of these has got no. One of the bass drums has got hasn't got a thing with it. Hasn't got a double bass drum at the beginning of the bar. It's got two bass drums. Bass drum. There we go. Alright, we're 16, it's cool. There we go. Different snare there. Nice. There we go. Let's switch that out. Brilliant. And then we could just literally just now copy this onto the other channels. There you go, it's a reverse way this time. Nice. We could even just copy it onto the other channels. Nice, so that even had the filter on it. Not that we wanted the filter on it. Just go across to the filter. Let's delete filtration. Did I right now? No, I didn't. Wait, okay, that's fine. Copy this filter information. And then we could just copy that to here. Half it. So you see, you start to get these cool little things happening, and once you've got, once again, all the channels set up, you're clean sailing. You know, you can just play. Nice. So anyway, you get the idea. And it was a very, very, very simple, easy way of programming up Amen drums. And we didn't particularly go into any EQ. In fact, we didn't go into any EQ at all. But they actually sound quite nice. In my headphones, they sound quite nice. I mean, let's program up. Here we go. Let's come to this first one here. Let's loop around there for a sec. Let's grab an EQ8. Let's put it before this filter. And let's just have a little look here. Turn the Q up. And what I used to do was I used to just play around with this fine Q until I found the snare sort of pang. It's quite nice. So we've now got two choices. We can either now highlight that. Might be nicer if we get like a high harmonic of it. Catch that cymbal. Then boost in between these parts. So let's turn on number 5 here. Where is it? There. Loads of low information there, which we don't need. So we haven't actually hurt it there at all with doing that, you know. Number 6 here. There's something about this I like. There's something about it I don't like as well. Catch that bottom end, that bass drum. Grab number 7, number 4. Lose some of this boxiness. And there you go. That's in the headphones. It sounds like quite a nice sounding EQ. Let's just try this adaptive EQ thing. Doesn't seem to be making a lot of difference, which is super cool. But anyway, there you go. You get the idea. And the difference between that now and this next one, turn off this filter. Sorry. So this were exactly the same, I think. You hear it's just become a little bit more sort of airy, a little bit more alive, you know. It hasn't got all those sort of boxy kind of frequencies now. I mean, they're both quite nice. So let's turn this back on and then we're going to have a listen through. Obviously, I've got the new EQ now on these drums. 19. Wicked, right. You get the idea. So that was my approach to Amen. That's how I've always worked with them. I mean, I would save off the presets. I would bake some of the effects into the Amen, so everything would get processed. Of course, you know, like resample everything. That's what I do. You know, resample everything. If I make a pad in a synth, then normally I'll take a really long load of that pad and I'll process it and I'll resample it. Make it yours. Do you know what I'm saying? Make it yours. You know. So anyway, I hope that's been insightful and helpful. I quite enjoyed it. I love playing with A-Man drums. I'm not sure how the overall sound of the A-Man drums is. I'm in headphones once again, and I don't necessarily trust them, but I hope it was alright. So definitely go down, check that like button, hit the subscribe button, and check out the members section. Come and support the channel. The more support we get, the more videos we can do, and the longer we can do. Big up, much love.